Dubai, the city of wonders. A place where the world gathers to celebrate aviation, technology, and the future of flight. Every 2 years, the Dubai Air Show becomes the global stage for the most elite air forces, where speed, precision, and pure flying mastery are displayed for millions to witness. But this year, something happened that no one was prepared for. The morning sky over Dubai was crystal clear. The air show grounds were packed with Air Force spokespersons, aviation experts, journalists, and fans from more than 50 countries. Cameras were set, crowds were roaring, and attention was completely locked on the next performer, the Indian Air Force's senior pilot, Wing Commander Vikram Singh. For weeks, Vikram's name had been echoing through aviation circles. A position holder fighter pilot, a master of aerobatics, a veteran with over 2,500 flying hours on record, and someone who had completed a special 6-month international training program just before arriving at Dubai. Today was his big stage. Today, the world would witness his skill. As the announcer called his name, the entire airfield vibrated with excitement. Vikram's aircraft, a high-performance fighter jet, roared onto the runway. People lifted their cameras, children covered their ears, and aviation enthusiasts leaned forward with anticipation. Vikram pushed the throttle. The jet accelerated like a bullet slicing through the horizon. Within seconds, it soared into the sky, climbing vertically with raw power. The audience erupted in applause. He began his routine: precision loops, barrel rolls, combat turns, and knife-edge passes. Reporters whispered in awe. Experts nodded with respect. Aviation vloggers streamed live, calling Vikram's performance one of the best of the air show. But then, in a split second, everything changed. As Vikram initiated a complex inverted maneuver, witnesses noticed something unusual. A faint trail near the tail section, barely noticeable at first, appeared. Some fans thought it was part of the stunt. Others felt something was off. Suddenly, a burst of static hit the communication channel. The control tower called the pilot. No response. Then, it happened. A loud crack echoed in the sky. The jet jerked violently to one side, dropping altitude far faster than it should. The crowd gasped. People stood up. Some stepped back in panic. Within moments, sirens began to wail around the airshow perimeter. The Dubai administration immediately halted the event. All flights were grounded. Emergency protocols were activated. Security forces rushed toward the designated crash response zone. The commentator's voice suddenly went silent. Spectators froze in shock. Aviation teams scrambled to assess the situation. Inside the cockpit, Vikram Singh was battling for control. He kept pulling the stick, fighting the aircraft's descent as the ground approached. His years of experience, his training, his discipline, everything was focused on stabilizing the jet. According to internal radio logs, Vikram attempted one last maneuver, a banking corrective turn. To avoid crashing into a populated spectator zone, he chose danger for himself. To protect thousands of lives watching below. Outside, the emergency teams tracked the jet's declining altitude. Dubai Air Show officials activated red-level emergency status, something extremely rare. Fire teams, paramedics, aviation engineers, and military units rushed to the potential impact zone. The audience was instructed to remain calm, but panic spread quickly. Children started crying. People whispered prayers. Journalists reported live in trembling voices. The air was filled with fear. The uncertainty stretched every second into an eternity. Finally, the aircraft disappeared below the horizon, behind a long stretch of restricted airfield terrain. A distant thud was heard. A plume of smoke rose into the sky. The moment confirmed everyone's worst fear. Emergency teams reached the site within minutes. Cameras were immediately restricted. The Dubai government sealed off the area, and a multinational team of aviation investigators began working to understand what exactly went wrong. Inside the emergency tent, medical teams rushed to Vikram. His suit was damaged. His helmet cracked from the impact. But what mattered at that moment was one thing: whether he was alive. A few minutes later, the Dubai Air Show issued an official statement. The pilot risked his life to divert the aircraft away from the public. His decision saved countless spectators. Experts praise the courage and instinct Vikram displayed in those final seconds. Some aviation analysts compared his action to legendary pilots who sacrificed their safety to protect civilians. Back in India, news channels flashed breaking headlines. Vikram Singh's name trended across social media. People prayed, posted tributes, and shared clips from his previous air shows at the crash site. Investigators discovered what seemed to be the cause, a rare mechanical malfunction originating from the tail assembly during a high-stress maneuver. A failure so sudden that even the most experienced pilot would have only seconds to respond. But despite the catastrophic failure, Vikram managed to steer the aircraft away from the densely packed audience area. Aviation experts called it a heroic save and one of the bravest reactions ever witnessed at an airshow. The Dubai administration later expressed gratitude. Had the pilot not changed course at the last second, the damage would have been unimaginable. Meanwhile, International Air Force spokespersons gave emotional reactions, many acknowledging the extreme pressure pilots face in high-performance demonstrations. Some describe Vikram as a symbol of dedication, skill, and courage. Back home, Vikram's family waited desperately for updates. Messages from around the world poured in, from pilots, cadets, aviation fans, and ordinary people who had never met him but were moved by his bravery. Over the next hours, the air show remained suspended. Crowds were evacuated for safety. The atmosphere of celebration had turned into one of silence and shock. Later that evening, Dubai authorities released another update. Vikram had been taken to a military hospital. He was severely injured, but alive. His survival became a miracle story, one that captured the world's attention. In the following days, videos of his performance, the moments before the accident, went viral. Experts did frame-by-frame analysis. Global aviation forums discussed the incident. Pilots across countries praised him for his calmness under pressure. But for many people, the story was about more than aviation. It was about courage. About sacrifice. About a man who risked everything to save others. Even after the accident, Vikram Singh became a symbol of determination. Whether in recovery or back in the cockpit in the future, his legacy was already written. In the skies of Dubai, in the hearts of millions who watched, and in the history of aviation itself. And as the Dubai Air Show resumed later that week, an announcement echoed through the speakers. Today we honor Wing Commander Vikram Singh, whose bravery protected thousands and reminded us of the true spirit of aviation. The crowd stood and applauded. Some wiped tears. Others raised flags. Because heroes are not made when things go right. Heroes are made when everything goes wrong, and they still rise.